The state government was not releasing the matching grants. So everything got stuck, and we have just restarted that engine thanks to the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister. So whatever pending works are there, we will complete it, is what I have committed. My meeting with Kumar Swamiji was mainly aimed at thanking him for saving Vishaka Steel Plant, and we have made a promise together that while this is a handout to the plant, but we will revive it, we will make it strong, robust, and we will contribute back to the nation. So we do not believe that we should run it further in losses. So we have to turn it around, make it strong, and actually contribute back to the nation. My second discussion was on the ArcelorMittal project, which I was lucky to lead from the front. I'm talking about the allocations that it's required. So that we are hoping that first production will come by 2029 January. And we'll be able to create a new steel city in India. So all in all, it was a fruitful trip. I believe we got what we wanted. There is great alignment. In politics, 1 + 1 is not just 2. It can be much, much larger. And that is what now you're seeing with Andhra Pradesh and the central government alignment. We are able to move at much greater speed. So if you have any questions, I'll answer it. Then I'll come to Telugu media. Okay.
What kind of assurance did you get from Mr. Vaishnav? Because your father has always been speaking about IT revolution, AI involvement. You've also made a promise to people in Davos that you would create a work from home culture for women in particular.
No, absolutely. If you look at it, Ashwini Vaishnavji was very receptive of the data city concept. It requires multi-ministry coordination, and he has asked that Andhra Pradesh also be part of it and definitely put the proposal forward for the discussion. So he was very positive on that. On the work from home, that has been the trademark project of the Honorable Chief Minister. He spoke about it even in his third term about the same, and we'll make it a reality this time around. So that's the confidence that we have. And apart from that, we discussed at length the role of AI in governance. As a state, we have just launched WhatsApp governance, where through a single number, we're able to deliver 161 government services. We're looking forward to expanding it to all the other services. So close to 500 odd services will come onto the single platform. So it's first of its kind in the world. And I believe that Andhra can lead in terms of the AI governance. And you'll see a lot more work happening in that space over the next 6 months.
Nara, can you tell something about...
Since your party came to power last year in Andhra Pradesh, how much of investment you have been able to attract to the state so far?
Sir, so far the under MOUs that we have is close to 6 lakh crores, translating to roughly 4 lakh jobs. And this is across sectors. This is across electronics manufacturing, renewable energy, pump storage projects, green hydrogen, IT services. So across sectors. Of course, the steel plant, the ArcelorMittal steel plant. So this is across sectors. We've been able to attract investments, and this is across the state. So it's not into one city or one area. This is covering all the major parts of the state of Andhra Pradesh.
Sir, there's something regarding Tirupati I want to ask. Regarding the controversy which is going on about the 18 non-Hindu employees transfer, which has been asked. Now there's a political war of words which has started over it. The board has said that 18 non-Hindus will have to...
Hi, I'm Sanjeev Datta, personality and leadership coach and the founder.
But at the end of the day, I want to be very clear that there are religious sentiments involved. It's, to be honest, if you look at a Hindu is not allowed to work in a mosque. It's as simple as that. And vice versa also applies. So it's nothing new. And as a government, we have been very clear on the subject. And we'll take it forward to a logical conclusion.
One more thing, sir, regarding RINS. There were almost 100 workers who at that time left, or there were so many companies who were not paid, the vendors were not paid. Will they be reinstated, and how much is the time span is used when it all will be done? The payment of vendors, overall investments will come there.
No, the employees who have left are employees who have taken voluntary retirement. So it ends there. In terms of the money flowing in and restarting it and getting it to peak production, that will take 3 months' time. The peak production to time vary. It will not overnight. You cannot start all the furnaces and get there. In a phased manner, we will start under the leadership, of course, of Kumar Swamiji and Varmaji. We are now focused on even getting the right management, because as important as it is to start the furnaces and pay the pending bills, having the right leadership that will manage the entire institution is going to be very important.
Internal structure you will change.
Not only internal structure, CMD kaun banega and all that. Under the leadership of Kumar Swamiji and Varmaji, they are finalizing the right leader who can take RINL forward.
So basically you will revive entire RINL?
Absolutely. No. I think reviving is just an understatement. We want it to thrive.
Okay.
You know, in my opening statement, I made very clear that we want to contribute back to the nation. See, close to 11,000 plus crores is coming from Government of India. Close to 2,400 crores is coming from the state government, right? To revive RINL. So RINL is also duty bound to give it back in different form. I'm not expecting it cash, but in terms of taxes, employment, and taking it forward. It's a strategically important sector. Therefore, that's what we are asking.
And there are reports of you meeting pool strategist turned politician Prashant Kishore. So, what exactly went in that meeting? Are you also hoping for a future, policy-based understanding with him?
Well, I meet everyone. I think it's important when you're in politics that you have to meet everyone. I think people bring diverse ideas, feedbacks on administration, and that has been the trademark of Telugu Desam Party. We love to meet everyone, we love to take feedback, we love our critics more, because I think because when you're in a government and you're driving at a certain pace, it's important to make sure you're in the right direction. Even a degree separation now, 5 years later, will be quite far off from your goal. So it's very important to make sure you're in the right direction. So I meet with everyone. I meet quite a few of the strategists. I take a lot of feedback. The people have helped us in the past. Prashantji is one of the persons who was part of, who has helped us, who has given us a lot of feedback during the last electoral process. And we continue to remain in touch.
Will be giving you political consultancy as well? Is that on the card?
He continues to give us feedback. And I talk to all the strategists in India. I continue to talk to all of them.
Only the strategizing part. And he will be enrolled in your party as strategist or what?
He's not a party member, if you're asking that. He's not a TDP party member.
Yeah, I get it, but will it be full term if you are a strategist or something?
No,
or
no.
you are just taking suggestions?
We're taking feedback. What is their perception on the first 8 months of governance? What are our hits? What are our misses? And we are going a bit more deep down on our misses. How do we correct it? And how do you align with public expectation? That is our focus.
When Jagan Reddy was the chief minister, he tried to create a revolution of sorts by introducing English medium education in government schools. Now you have a deadly combination of being the IT minister and the education minister as well. What vision do you have for schools, especially in the rural areas and in the...
See, you're calling that the former government did revolutionary work. I disagree with you. If you look at it, they had ideas that were very badly executed. By simply saying that your schools are English medium does not transform those schools. Teachers were ill-equipped, there were no bridge courses for students to adopt to English medium, and they struggled. If you look at it, in fact the numbers are so stark. The peak was 45 lakh students in government school. Today it is down to 32 lakh. During the last 5 years of YSR CP government, 13 lakh students have left government school to the private schools. This is the biggest debacle in school education that anywhere in India we have seen. So I am focused on sort of fixing things fundamentally, structurally, and yes, in the next 6 months we will launch an entire AI-driven prescriptive homework with tutoring even post-school hours at home. So you will see use of technology extensively, but parallelly I am trying to fix the most fundamental things, fundamental building blocks of school education.
So what's your comment on recent ASR report about the educational quality was come down in the Andhra Pradesh?
CBSE school students probably flunked in most of the competitions.
That is true. So, if you look at ASR report, now in terms of our outcomes of education system, we are 1/3 of where we were in 2018. That is a stark report. Same thing with CBSE. CBSE is something that the erstwhile government announced, but didn't even take into consideration that the examination methodology is very different from the state board and didn't prepare the students. See, I'm a CBSE product, and my 10th class exam was, as much as it was an exam for me, it was for my mother. So she would monitor every unit test, every half yearly, quarter-final, pre-final, then finals very closely. I felt it's a responsibility as the HRD minister that I do the same. So when I institutionalized it and we started testing students, 90% of them were failing in one subject or the other because they were not ready, they were not prepared for the CBSE model of examination, and that was the challenge. That's where we took a decision that we will implement it, but we will take a little bit more long time in terms of going there. Now the erstwhile government could not even implement state board properly. We lost 13 lakh students, and they spent close to 15 crores for IB report. It is not IB school. For a report from IB, they have spent 15 crores. No. Education ka IB curriculum, not IB report. Not Intelligence Bureau. So for a report, they spent 15 crores. So that's the sad part, right? On one side, you're losing students to the private sector, and there are hardly any IB schools in India. And these guys are now coming and saying state will transform itself to IB. I mean, where is this? So it's absolutely mismatch in terms of what is required in the grassroots. So we are correcting all that. We are focusing on the fundamentals. We want to focus more on not output-based education, but outcome-based education. And you will see a lot of technology being used.
So what is your opinion on using the draft guidelines and appointments of VCs? They are taking away the state government power. In Bangalore, opposition education policies are in Bangalore.
See, every policy will have its strength and its weakness. Now, if you look at it in Andhra Pradesh, in the last government, all the vice chancellors were political appointments. All the vice chancellors' positions were given to one community. One vice chancellor completely destroyed Andhra University, which is one of the oldest universities in Andhra Pradesh. The number of students have substantially fallen. There is hardly any research happening. If you look at NIRF rankings, we substantially collapsed. So there has to be some guiding principle. States should have autonomy, states should have the power to appoint, but there has to be some sort of guardrails. And I believe the recent thing is a guardrail for the states. So otherwise, I have seen higher education completely destroyed by the past administration. In fact, education was completely destroyed by the past administration. For the media friends who are from Andhra Pradesh, you know what has happened in Andhra University, how it was used as a political center. And how whenever CM comes, CM would visit Visakhapatnam, they would be taken out onto the streets. Rather than focusing on research, they are focusing on politics, and that is dangerous. That is not a good trend.
What do you have to say about AI? Everyone is talking about AI, but there are no regulation as such right now. So what is your opinion on that? Should there be a regulation in place as we take AI in almost all sectors?
I think regulations eventually should come, but we should not put the cart ahead of the horse and stifle innovation. Definitely guardrails will have to come, like for example, AI in education. Now my biggest question is, what are the guardrails? There has to be age-appropriate content that children are exposed to. How do you ensure that is done? So there's a lot of safeguards that need to come. But we should not put the cart ahead of the horse and stifle innovation. And that has been the stand of the India government in Andhra Pradesh.
But you don't believe, but you do not agree that recently it was announced about deep tech, but now a government announcing that there should be a